I like that.
All right, conservative new media peeps. We're here with Brad Dacus. I knew I was gonna, with the Pacific Justice Institute, and he wants to talk about what you tell me. What are you doing here, and why is this kind of event important to you?
I think the Tea Party and the Tea Party movement is all about empowering Americans to take back their government, to hold government officials accountable, and to basically send a loud message that we're not going to take this anymore, we're not going to let them destroy this country, and that we the people have the ability, united, to make a huge difference. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what's taking place here, and I'm excited about all the people who are uniting together with sincere heart to make a difference. One person I know that has made a big difference and has been committed to this cause for a long, long time is this gentleman right here, Craig DeLuz.
That's fantastic. Craig, what do you think about that?
You know, those are really, really kind words from someone who's been as active and involved in protecting the rights of Californians and people across this nation. I really appreciate that.
Now, Pacific Justice Institute. Now, what do you do? What does the Pacific Justice Institute do, and what do you do there?
Well, we defend religious freedom, parents' rights through a huge network of voluntary affiliated attorneys. We have the largest network of its kind on the West Coast, over 500 just in California alone, volunteer attorneys, which is a miracle, volunteer and attorney in the same sentence. But also...
I'm an attorney, that gives me the shivers right there.
Yeah, sorry about that, but it's true. And we also, last year we handled over 4,000 requests for assistance, people needing help, all without charge. And we handle more case matters on the West Coast defending faith and family than any other organization for doing this work on the West Coast. So
kind of similar to IJ?
They do international work, right. I believe. So international justice, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Institute for Justice, like Mark Levin and those guys?
Oh, yeah, exactly. They do some great work, too. Great work, too. We do most of the work in California, and not because we want to, it's just because that's how it is. We just, countless numbers of churches, families, parents, individuals, people fired because of their convictions and their faith. It's really exciting, making a real difference.
That is powerful work. Now, why is someone like Craig DeLuz so important to someone like you and maybe the Pacific Justice Institute, and how do you think he can make a difference?
Well, you know, frankly, it's so easy to see people elected and then to forget why they were elected.
Amen.
And there are people who are elected who get into politics, and the goal, their number one objective is their own political career. And yet Craig is someone I've known for a long time, and I know he's someone who is committed to his cause, committed to his, with his convictions. He has a solid foundation to those convictions, and that's a foundation that won't allow him to wither one way or the other after years of service in this building. And I'm confident that people like him are the kind of people we need to have serving the people, and I stress the people in this district.
That's huge. I'm feeling Scott Brown. I'm feeling all of it. Now, Craig, I mean, what a testimonial. What an endorsement. And I know that's got to touch you personally, obviously. But I mean, how would you? What kind of issues do they work with, and how would you, if you're elected here as the 5th Assembly District Representatives, maybe work with PJI and some of their kind of issues, and bring some more change to California that it's so desperately needed?
The issues that Pacific Justice Institute deals with, I think, are at the root of some of the very issues that we're dealing with. The reality is the state thinking that they know better than the people. Yeah. The state thinking they know better than parents about how to educate their children. The state thinking they know better than the citizens about their health care, about how to choose their health care and how to pay for their health care. The state believing that they know better about people than how to do just about anything. And the reality is, you know, I believe that people make better choices about their retirement, about educating their children, about the values that they want to instill in their children than can the government. That's not the role of the government. And if it weren't for folks like the Pacific Justice Institute and the Tea Party patriots standing up for the rights of the individual to be a self-governing people, a people who are willing to accept responsibility for themselves in order to be able to exercise their individual rights. Working with Pacific Justice Institute, what's great about them is they do a fantastic job of educating people on exactly what their rights are. See, when people know what their rights are, when you know that you're truly free, you're more apt to exercise that freedom. We have we have a group of people right now, a state of California, that is in a mode of psychological slavery. They don't know that we are a free people. They believe that government is the solution to all of our problems. And you know what? That is not the case. That is, as a matter of fact, government is not the solution. As Reagan said, in this instance, government is the problem. Government is the problem. Government
feeling
needs to get out of the way.
I'm feeling that. I am feeling that. This reminds me of Alexis de Tocqueville. It reminds me of the Federalist Papers. What's so exciting about the whole Tea Party movement, right? You can feel me on this. And what's exciting about this time right now, even though we are right at the precipice of oppression and of kind of going off the fiscal cliff, if you will, is that now people are kind of getting back to the basic core principles and core roots of what this America and California, what this republic is all about, and saying, wait a minute, the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, the founding principles are so important. And sounds like that's the kind of things that you guys are fighting for every single day.
Oh, absolutely. Judicial activism has been a curse to this country and this state. And we fight it on a regular basis to make sure that that our Constitution, the original intent of our founding fathers, is respected in our courts. And it's a real battle. But you know, if we don't have the people in the state legislature enacting the right laws, our hands are tied. And getting back to why I think it's so important, why we at the Pacific Justice appreciate this. Obviously, our organization can't endorse a candidate for our 501c3 status. With that disclaimer aside. That said, without the proper people like Craig DeLuz, serving us in the state legislature, we're going to have the wrong laws passed, and we're going to have the rights stripped away from parents and families and churches and institutions that otherwise would be protected. And we can't do our work in the courts unless we have the right laws to work with. And that's why I'm very hopeful that we'll have people like Craig elected in the future.
See, this is unbelievable. When I hear from people like Brad Dacus and Craig DeLuz, I get fired up and I get empowered and I get optimistic about now at the darkest hour, we can flip the script, because that's when the dawn is going to come and good people of America and California and the 5th Assembly District are going to do something powerful this election in November 2010 and send a big message and change it for the better to take America and California back for the people. I'm excited about it.